And not every nosy neighbor is just harmlessly curious. Some are watching, closely, quietly, constantly. What if that casual wave across the fence was just a cover for something more disturbing? Today, we uncover the first sign that your neighbor might not be just nosy, but dangerously observant. It starts subtly. You begin to notice them. Always there, rain or shine, day or night, sitting by the window, pretending to read a book that never turns a page, watering plants that don't seem to grow. Every time you step outside, they're there, still, silent, but alert. This isn't just idle behavior. This is the unblinking presence, a psychological tactic, one of the most common signs of covert neighborhood surveillance. And the worst part? It's completely legal, until it's not. They don't wave, they don't speak, but their eyes say everything. I see you. What if your daily routine isn't as private as you thought? In Part 2, we explore how your neighbor might be manipulating coincidence, or to get closer. Dusk falling over a quiet neighborhood. Porch light flickers on. Previously, we exposed the first red flag, the unblinking presence, a silent, constant gaze from next door. But watching is only the beginning. What happens when they begin to insert themselves into your life, with disturbing precision? Someone leaving their house, locking the door. A neighbor appears walking their dog. Repeat this sequence, subtly different each time. It seems innocent at first. You bump into them during your morning run. Then again at the grocery store. Again at your mailbox. Again and again. Surveillance-style timestamps flash on screen. Same times, different days. Coincidence? Maybe once. But when the timing becomes too perfect and the locations too convenient, you begin to see the pattern. This isn't spontaneity, it's orchestration. A strategic overlap of routines designed to observe you up close, without appearing suspicious. A slow-motion shot of the neighbor looking at the camera just before turning away. And they always seem surprised to see you as if it TM's chance. But watch closely. They never ask questions, because they already know the answers. Your routines have been mapped. Now your private space is next. In Part 3, we look behind the curtain, literally. Home security camera footage of a figure walking by at night. Freeze frame. Zoom. In Part 2, we uncovered how repeated accidental meetings reveal something far more deliberate, patterned encounters. But now the observation begins to cross the line, into the space you call your own. Windows with blinds slightly open. A camera lens reflects in the darkness. An open gate you don't remember unlocking. You begin to feel it. The subtle, creeping sense that your space is no longer entirely yours. Curtains seem shifted. A door left ajar. Your garbage bin mysteriously emptied before you get to it. Your Wi-Fi drops randomly. Your camera logs show access attempts from unknown devices. This is how it begins, the vanishing of privacy, a slow erasure of your personal barriers, subtle intrusions, never enough to call the police, but always enough to make you question your memory, your perception, your sanity. They're testing boundaries, digital, physical, psychological. And the worst part? Most of it leaves no proof, no fingerprints, just the constant, gnawing feeling that someone has been there. When you start hearing your own conversations repeated by someone else, it's already too late. A figure walks away in the distance, lit only by a flickering porch light. Zoom into a window. A curtain closes just before the camera focuses. This isn't paranoia. It's escalation. Your privacy isn't being ignored. It's being dismantled. From the inside out. It began with the silent stare, evolved into orchestrated encounters. And soon, your sanctuary began to shrink. But in Part 4, the game turns psychological. What happens when your own words begin to echo back at you? Someone talking inside their home. Camera cuts to an outdoor shot. A neighbor passes by and says something eerily familiar. It starts with phrases, fragments. A neighbor commenting on something you only mentioned indoors, behind closed doors. You laugh it off until it happens again and again. Phone left on a table, a smart speaker blinking on its own. This is the echoing words, ow. A tactic more invasive than any window peek or driveway linger. It means they're not just watching. They're listening, actively. Your devices, smart speakers, baby monitors, Bluetooth connections, they can be hijacked. Cheap wireless mics can be hidden within walls or vents. And most of us would never notice until our lives begin showing up in someone else about TM's words. Close-up of a neighbor saying something personal. You seemed upset last night. Rough dream? How did they know? You didn't post it. You didn't text it. You only said it. What happens when you confront them and they pretend not to understand? Or worse, they smile? A door closes. A lock turns. Camera lingers on a security camera feed. Movement just out of frame. Bye. The time you realize your voice has been stolen, it TM's no longer just surveillance, it TM's possession of your space, your routine, your reality. They watched. They mirrored. They entered your space, your routines, your mind. But eventually, the question must be asked. What happens when you confront the watcher? A front door slowly opens. A hand hesitates before ringing a doorbell. Footsteps approach from the other side. At some point, the unease becomes unbearable. The fear turns into quiet defiance. You decide to confront them, politely, calmly, as if you're not deeply unsettled inside. The door opens. The neighbor stands there, silent, neutral expression, almost expecting you. You ask simple questions. Hey, did you happen to hear anything from my house? Tam. You always seem to be outside when I leave. Funny coincidence, right? No explanation, just a smile, as if the truth isn't worth hiding anymore. Because they already own it. This is the silent confrontation. It's not loud, it's not aggressive, it's worse. It confirms what you feared most. They know that you know. And they're not afraid. Because they've already crossed the line. You think the story ends with confrontation. But the truth is, it only changes shape. Because once someone sees into your life, they rarely look away. Like and comment, subscribe. Let us know. Have you ever felt watched? Wow, for real? Your story might be next.